How was she changed, do you think?
I think that she was inspired to be enthusiastic, and she is inspired by this romance. I think that the idea, she's feeling so sort of shallow in the beginning of this film, and I think the idea that two people can meet in a hotel, in a foreign place, with completely different places in their lives, and have a deep, deep love for one another, and a certain understanding, and just knowing that there's somebody out there that's just going through the same thing, inspires her to be able to kind of move away from it. And it's very beautiful.
Was one more difficult than the other to perform? There's not a lot of dialogue.
Not in either one, really. Girl with a Pearl Earring was one of the easiest jobs I've ever had.
Because?
I mean, it was physically draining, and I was cold, and I was, you know, tired and overworked. But it was so incredibly fulfilling, and just being on the set, being in that lighting, being in those costumes with Colin and, you know, with Tom, and having such an incredible ensemble around me. It just felt every day, I felt like I was coming back with a lot, you know, a full stomach. And being on Lost in Translation, it was so kind of fast and so jerky that I felt very alienated, and it was more difficult for me to cope with being on that production. So I'd say it was more difficult that in some way.
This is Girl with a Pearl Earring, in which Vermeer, played by Firth, asks Greet to describe the colors she sees in clouds to him. Here it is.
Look, Greet. Look at the clouds. What color are they?
White. No, not white. Yellow. Blue. And grey. There are colors on the clouds.
Now you understand.
You look like a peeled egg.
That's what Colin would say.
She looks like a peeled egg.
I look like a peeled egg in that, but he's a hairy mongrel in it. So
He's a hairy mongrel and you're a peeled egg?
Yes. You know, it's a huge comedy doing drama, and people rarely realize.
Yep. How did you get up for this? What did you do? Did you do anything? Did you go try to get inside of understanding Vermeer and the paintings, and did you read the novel? Did you do what? None of the above.
None of the above.
You didn't even read the novel?
I did not read the novel,
But you had the script, so it didn't matter.
I had the script. I didn't want the novel.
Did you read the script?
What script? What are we doing here? Momentary lapse of... but I just... Yeah, I didn't read the book. I don't know. Some actors may have studied it. I didn't want it. It's written in first person. I just didn't want the first person narrative. I thought it would be harmful. And I read it afterwards, which was kind of bizarre because I had it all cast in my mind. You know, Tom Wilkinson playing the Van Ryden character.
So when you read the book, you visualized people, the cast that you've been worked with.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Although I couldn't quite get into the first person of my own character because I had my own experiences with longing and devastation and heartbreak, and it was difficult for me to put myself in the shoes of that girl. I don't know.
Roll tape. Here's another scene from Girl with a Pearl Earring.
You have very wide eyes. What do they call you?
Greet.
Greet. Greet. Your master is a fine painter, Greet. Finest in Delft. He's painted me. Perhaps that will be my epitaph. Look at that dress. You can almost stroke the satin. And the wine winking through the glass. Can you imagine yourself in such finery, Greet? She loved it, you know. Lace and satin pressed tight against her plump little bobbies. The silk heavy on her thighs. The gentleman watching. My God, she was happy.
Now, why is he obsessed with her?
Oh.
Other than the obvious.
He's so off. I think it is the obvious. Exactly that. He is a lecherous, lascivious, awful man. And the funny thing about Tom is that he, we did this, there's an awful scene in the film where he's trying to rape my character, and it's really scary, and I'm thinking, get away from me, I don't want you anywhere near me. And we have this huge struggle, and at the end he says, you better not tell anybody. And then they say, cut, and he'd go, oh, are you okay? Did I hurt your arm? Tom, how am I supposed to do another take of this? You can't be nice.
Don't be nice to me.
Yeah, he's fabulous.
Now, these are two stories in which we'll see, lost in translation in a moment, these are two stories, Sophia's been here, two stories in which there is an older man and a younger woman.
Yes. Yes, that is
Did you learn
true.
anything about relationships between younger men and older women?
Yes.
Younger women and older men?
Yes, I learned that they're quite complicated, and it's funny because for me, I would never, I'm very open-minded, and I would never nix any kind of thing. But I think that in both of these, I found that the characters are in such different places in their lives that it's exactly why neither of them work. I mean, I think if Vermeer had come to Greet and had caressed her, she would say, take me, I'm yours, but he doesn't do that. He has a family, and you look at Bill's character, and he's in such a different place and could never taint that relationship.
Yeah, they didn't come on as seducers.
Yeah, no,
if they'd
that's
come
true.
on as seducers, it might have been a different thing.
Not like Tom Wilkinson. He's more than a seducer.